It was a good performance. It was a good performance by him. Like I said, it was a test. It was a test that we hadn't seen or whatever. The eye test challenge. You feel me? And staying on this turned out not to be, you know, what we thought it was, or at least Boost made him look like it would. Whichever way you want to take that.
You posted on your IG story. Uh, he's like Reggie, nothing special.
No, he not. It wasn't special. It wasn't special.
Talk to me. Why is he like what kind of Reggie? Like talk to me.
Okay.
What kind of Reggie is he?
Okay, because you got to remember initially. See, I don't want to make it look like I'm hate because I'm not hating. It's just I'm being real. Initially, though, it was he was this, he was that. You know what I'm saying? His defense, major. We know for a fact his defense is not elite. His defense, he does not have elite defense. All right, because he's been hit by C plus fighters, B fighters. Like he gets hit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't dodging shit. So the defense and the offense is really just all flash. But it was a good performance nonetheless. He got the job done, and he got it done in the fashion that he was supposed to get it done, and he got the stoppage and shit. That's where it's supposed to be done.
Tell me, obviously leading up to the fight, you had this fight a lot more competitive.
I did, I did.
Obviously, lots of the fans were asking, "Hey, coach, senior, will you admit if Boots has power if he stops Stanionis?" Your response was depending on how he did it. So tell me,
Right.
do you feel like Jaron Boots Ennis has power?
He did it with body work, which was strategic and it was great. It wasn't the it's not the power I think you got to be fearful of. Or like you motherfucking drop him, lay him down, and shit like that. Even with the knockdown that he got, he hit him with like four fucking uppercuts in a row. It really just made him take a knee. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he just boom and collapsed him or no shit like that. But again, nonetheless, man, it's not about. It's about getting it done, getting the job done. You feel me? As long as the job get done, shit, you do what you're supposed to do. It is what it is.
Do you do you feel like Jerron Boots Ennis had what would you grade his performance? I mean, some people said he got hit a lot before. A lot of people said this was one of the best performances of his career. What would you have to say?
Well, looking at again because you like he said, like they said themselves, is this your best test? He said we'll have to see. Karen turned out to be his best test. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I said, it was the eye test situation or whatever else. And of course, Karen hadn't been seen by nobody else, but Karen's to this day still turned out to be his biggest test in both fights. You know what I'm saying? So Styles made fights, of course, or whatever else. And from the eye, we all thought it would have been Stanionis with the pressure and with the punches and with the jabs. But remember what I told you. I said, depending on how you press me, you're gonna make Boost throw a lot of punches. That's what happened. You see how Boost was punching and punching and punching, you know what I'm saying, and jabbing him and fending him off. And I said it was going to also depend on whether Stanionis had enough power to make him respect. Stanionis didn't throw enough. And I think I know why Stanionis didn't throw enough because like I said, I tried to watch. I didn't watch a lot of him, but I tried to watch him before the fight. And when I was watching before the fight, his jab is not too hard to counter when he got that shell guard up. That's kind of hard to penetrate. That's kind of hard to penetrate when they're doing that. As you've seen, Boots wasn't penetrating that; he was going around it, which we suspected that he would. But with the jab, when he's easy to counter on the jab, and I think that's why he was afraid to throw jabs because he know Boots is a good counter punch, and he knew Boots was gonna counter the shit out of him. So the jab that he was throwing, the jab that he threw, it was almost like a jab. Hurry up and get it back. You know what I'm saying? And he even fell forward on someone trying to hurry up and get it back because I think he was afraid of being countered. But I said, all in all, I mean, it was a good performance. It was a solid performance. He did what he was supposed to do.
Right, right. Um, obviously lots of talks afterwards. Eddie Hearn, very vocal, saying Brian Normans has balls. You would take this fight. When you
Take
heard
what
that,
fight? Take what fight? Eddie Hearn full of shit. Take what fight?
what's your
What fight are we
response
talking about?
to what's your response to that?
You didn't hear? Okay, who makes the decision? Eddie Hearn says what he wants. Eddie Hearn said he wanted Crawford. Eddie Hearn said if we had the balls, but then they asked Posey and Boots. Boots said we don't want to fight. Eddie Hearn said he talked to Bob. He said they want to make the fight. Boots and Bosa said we don't want to fight. We still here ready to fight. Still, right now, to this day. They
Both
look after the
they
fight.
said
After
that
the
you
fight.
guys, they didn't say that they didn't want to fight. They saying that
No.
you guys
Bosa and
don't
Boots
want to
said
fight.
Bosa and Boots said we don't want to fight. They said we don't want to fight. They said we using the name to come up. We don't want to fight.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying
Yeah,
that you
right.
guys are using their name.
And I'm
That you
saying,
guys
nigga,
really don't want to fight, and that's why he made his remarks in the pros press conference saying,
right,
"Hey
right.
guys, would you guys take your last fight if you made 100,000 and you was
Okay,
gonna get 2 million from me? What would you guys do?" He
okay.
was
Well,
talking.
first of all, with that being said, that was a
Hmm.
bold faced lie because they offered 2 million we'd be fighting. Because as you know, which is public knowledge, that's the amount of money that we was all asking for, and that's the amount of money that we was away from having the fight happen. They did not offer $2 million. So Boost is a fucking lie. And that's by common knowledge. That's by not common knowledge, that's by public knowledge. By public knowledge, it was 1.7 is what they got up to, right? And we said, hey, up it just a little bit more, we'll make it work, we'll do this, we'll do that. Boo said, if you offer me, first of all, my son minimums is more than double what he said. So they trying to count pockets. You
So
worry about the wrong damn.
they're at 300 now. Your minimums.
Right. So you worry about the wrong goddamn thing, bro. What my 24-year-old son making. You feel what I'm saying? So you worried about the wrong thing when it comes to that. You feel what I'm saying? Congratulations on what you making. You 3.5 years ahead. We got a title. You got a title. Now you just got two more. We ready, bro. We ready. I mean, bottom line is this shit you talking is bullshit. Is hey, you saying everything, but let's fight. So if you gonna say we got the ball, you gonna say we got the balls to do something or take something, but you're not offering nothing. He didn't offer us nothing this time. But again, listen. You heard him say, Bob. He talked to Bob. We want to make the fight. We want to make the fight happen. What are we talking about? There's nothing else to talk about. And but you heard Boost say, I'm gonna go talk to my team. I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'm gonna enjoy this that. After the fight, my son said, "The winner, I'm here. I'm waiting on you. Let's get it." I mean, it's clear. It's clear to me, but it's only clear for the people who don't want to see. That's all. They
Mm.
said everything. They saying everything, but let's fight. You want to say we got the balls, if we did this, if we ducked that, or whatever else, but you're not saying let's fight. You're not saying let's fight. Let's not on this day. Right now, he's saying he don't know who he want to fight. They brought up Gilsoft, saying Gilsoft's supposed to get the winner. I heard
Back at
about
home,
huh?
back in Philly.
Gilsoft's supposed to get the winner of that fight. No fight for us. He said something about he want to fight Chance Crawford. You know he ain't getting that fight. Um, he said something about he don't know what he want to do. He said everything, but I want to fight Brian Norman Jr. You want the titles, you know Barrios ain't gonna fight. We don't. We the only thing that there is to fight. So what we talking about?
They're saying after this performance, there's no way you guys are gonna take this fight.
We absolutely want to take this fight. Fuck you gonna tell us what we want to do? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's look, listen. See, that's what mediocrity. That's what mediocrity and greatness starts to blend. That's where you start to test your greatness right there. Whatever else, I saw mediocrity. I did. It was regular. It was really regular. He had good footwork against a guy that he was able to get around. He was able to, I mean, Stanionis was afraid to throw punches. Stanionis was straightforward. He was straight up and down. I mean, he came in with a high guard. He threw minimal punches, and the minimal punches that he did throw, a lot landed and a lot landed flush. That's what I saw.
What do you think the reason of why he was hesitant to throw? Do you think it was the power? Do you think it was the timing? What do you think
Remember,
it was?
remember, I think it was the fear from the whole situation. Remember when I told you he wasn't talking right? I did. I told you that he wasn't talking right. I said all that old nice ass interviewing shit and saying, well, maybe he'll knock me out. I don't want to get knocked out. I told you he was talking. I was like, yeah, but where he from? I don't think he should. Did I say that on the interview?
Yeah.
I said that. So I mean, maybe he ain't. Maybe he wasn't built like that. But again, like I told you, I know he was. He know that Boost is a good counterpuncher, which he is. I've always been on record saying that myself. So he's a tremendous counterpuncher, and he knows if he watched himself fight, he know that he was getting countered a lot by because that's the fight I watched him, Butayev, and what's the name? What's Maestre? I'm sorry, Maestre. And they was countering the shit out of him. So he knew that if they could counter, he knew Boost was gonna counter the hell out of him.
Mm. You know, comparing because shout out to Greg Hackett, he's on the live as well. Last time we was on, everything was like comparing the performances and stuff like that. Obviously, what would you have to say? Do you feel like your best performance was better than his best performance against? Was it
Yeah,
Giovanni Santalin?
Giovanni Santillon, the way he destroyed that man in his hometown, destroyed anything Boots ever done. Hell yeah. My boy destroyed him, crumpled him, broke his nose, blooded him, made him fall over. Made him fall over. Squatted down on him, let's get it. This man went to the bench, he caught him with some body shots, and he quit, didn't
Well,
come out.
this fight lasted shorter. This was a shorter fight
Well, if
than
you want
his.
to say short fight, my son just not a dude out with a jab in 3 rounds. But
That was
you
that
said
that was the
you
last
said
guy.
my best performance. You said my best. You said his best performance,
His
not
best
last
perform
performance. You said best, not last.
best.
Right. So best would take a guy who's giving it his all. He's giving it his this. He's giving his that. He took it all out of him. He took the fight right out of him. There's no fight you're gonna find that Jaron Ennis ever fought that's better than my son fight against Giovanni Sacchion. Not one
Not the
fight.
one that just happened last night.
Hell no. No, that wasn't devastating.
It was gonna get bad. It was getting
It
bad,
did.
and everybody
It
believes.
was going
First
to
of all,
get.
do you feel like it was a good stoppage among the coaches? Was it
Yes,
good?
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Because
I
it was
feel like
getting bad. It was getting nasty.
yeah, yeah. Let me tell you. I do feel like it was a good stoppage. He got a baby on the way. I'm not making excuses for a warrior, but if he felt like that he ain't have no answers, because I don't, he didn't have no answers. His feet didn't have no answers whatsoever for what he was doing. His feet didn't have no answers for him getting around him. He didn't have no answers for the body shot because we know what his defense is. His defense is just a shell defense, and of course with the shell defense, you can always go around and hit him at every angle or whatever. So he had no answers for that. I mean, what was he gonna do? I mean, it's just like it was the same thing with B and Giovanni Santillon. The ninth round before he came out for the 10th, it should have been stopped before that in the corner because he had nothing for him and he knew he was gonna go down. It was gonna get bad, and it did get bad, and he let the fight get beat right out of him. That's it.
The body punching.
Yeah, the body punch. Yeah, the
Obviously,
body punch. Hey,
he
but
had
look,
to
I'm gonna say
open
it like
that
this,
up.
though.
He had to open that up. He had to open up that guard to get to that
Absolutely.
performance that
Oh
he
yeah,
got.
yeah. I'm not taking nothing from him. You don't hear me knocking shit he doing. You don't hear me saying nothing. You ask me my question. My thing is, it was very basic. It was very to the point. He was sliding around him. Stallone had nothing for him. It was what it was. He was afraid to punch. He caught him at every opening that he could get him in because all he got is a shell up, whatever. So I'm not taking nothing away from the performance. I'm not taking nothing away from the opponent. I'm not taking nothing away from nothing that he did. I'm telling you, we still want to fight, and he's regular as hell. And I see even he got hit even cleaner by a guy that threw 175-pound punches in six rounds, and he got hit clean with some good shots in those 6 rounds. The same he did with Albanese, the same he did with Karen. And like I told you before, power makes a difference. Power make you act right. Power make you cautious. Just like he was cautious about the counter punches, he gonna be cautious about what's coming at him too.
Greg Hackett asked, "How much you guys want to fight now?"
Well, first of all, I'm not finna negotiate that on this right here. Your mans didn't even say he want to fight us. That's first of all. So Greg Hackett, go tell your mans to come fight us. Come tell your mans to come to us. But I'm gonna do you one even better because you got the people saying, see, there's levels to this shit. You got the people saying, well, why don't Bob and why don't this and why don't that? Well, guess what? Like I said, my son 3.5 years ahead. You don't want to fight us. We're gonna work our way till we got to fight you. So we're gonna we're gonna keep wrecking ball shit. Fuck the stoppages, fuck the referee doing it. Nah, we're gonna keep taking niggas out of there. We're gonna keep making them quit. We don't need the corner to stop it. We're gonna keep them dropping shit. We're gonna keep wrecking ball and shit. And we're gonna show what we work. That's it. So
Now,
I don't need you to ask me. I don't need you to ask me how much we want. They know what it is. I'm not gonna negotiate that on social media. It's simple as that. It ain't. Hey, it's not a Trump. It's not. It's not. Don't think that we went way up and no shit like that. Nah, ain't none of that going on. Don't worry about that. They not even making no offers, and I know when they paid. They openly said they paid Stanionis more, and they did. I told you that yesterday. They paid Stanionis, and I told you we got connections with Stanionis people. They paid Stanionis more than they offered us. Why? Why did they do that? They moved it out of Philly to Jersey. Why did they do that? Then you got imagine what they're going back to Philly because they did 14,000 in Philly the first time, 10,000 in Philly the second time with Van Rodriguez, which was expensive, 9,000 in Jersey, an hour away. So that's why they're going back to Philly. You feel what I'm saying? With his biggest fight. So that's why they're going back to Philly to up it there. Again, we'll come to Philly for it. But they know what it is. They know what they got to pay. We'll come to Philly for it.
okay. So what?
We
I
ain't,
mean,
man, we ain't scared of none of that shit they got going on.
Okay. Before the fight started, you was talking about some of the dirty tactics. Did you see any dirty
No,
tactics?
no, 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 not at all. That was a very clean fight. Very clean fight. I hope he heard or I hope he knew about all that people been saying. And I mean, I felt like I said, why he shouldn't have to do that anyway. And that was my point. That was my beef with him. Because I said, if you so talented, if you so this and that, and you levels ahead or levels above, why you feel the need to do this to the guys? You know what I'm saying? And he did. That was a clean fight.
Mm. Um, at the end of the day, he said you guys going on a big promo tour, talking about making this fight, obviously using his name for clout. Um, this is one thing, but in the same time, we did see that they were talking about Terrence Crawford. Do you feel like that's fair?
They did the exact. First of all, they even did the exact same thing. It's as simple as this. When I talked to you, just like we was talking yesterday, and I kept saying, I didn't call you and ask you to talk to you about Boots, right? You
Hmm.
called me to ask me to talk about Boots, right? I have never brought up Boots in any given interview. If I did, it was situational about what we was talking about, and it had something very relevant to do with what was going on. Otherwise, I have never called anybody. I have never say, hey man, let's talk about. I have never done any of that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't go on my. You don't see no post on my page talking about Boots. You don't see me saying, yeah, we gonna beat Boots. You don't see me doing none of that. You feel what I'm saying? The people want to know. The people want to see. They see a threat. Some see a threat to them, and we are. You feel what I'm saying? And we gonna prove that we are, or whatever else. And they ask us a question about it, just like they was asking him about Terrence Crawford. He feel like he's a threat to Terrence Crawford. He feel like he could beat Terrence Crawford. He never mind talking about Terrence Crawford. We feel like we can whoop his ass. We don't mind talking about whooping his ass. It's simple. It's not even hard. Like I said, this shit, they're making this shit harder than it got to be. You got people spinning shit now saying that I got a guy today that I just had to prove. He told me that that could have been you last night. I said, when? What you talking about? He was like, you turned down the fight. I said, nigga, no, we didn't. Yes, you did. Stop capping. I said, so you telling me that we turned down that we got offered that fight for that date last night and we turned that down. So I said, do me a favor, go find whatever source you found that and get back to me. So then he went back. Oh, how much y'all made the last fight? No, nigga, don't skip past that question. They regurgitate take every piece of bullshit they can hear just to make it seem like it's something that it's not. You feel what I'm saying? We are here. We are ready to fight.